जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Wednesday. It is Jyeshta 28th of May, and it is Jyeshta Masa Trivikrama Masa Sukla Paksham Vidya Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events in the calendar. So we shall quickly move into the Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, so Uddhava is remembering Krishna's pastimes and just bringing in a summary way in a one single line of statements when he was speaking to Vidura. So all these Krishna's pastimes, they are elaborately explained in the 10th canto. But here, whenever Vidura inquired from Uddhava, Uddhava is saying in a summarized way. So just like uh, Krishna, he went to the Vrindavan. There he used to play with all the Prabhu's children, and then he used to give pleasure to the his parents and all the Vrindavani people. And then later on, he has subdued the Kaliya snake, and then he has lifted the Govardhana hill. He has performed Govardhana Puja, Go Puja, and then later on, Indra, to subdue the uh, proud pride of Indra. So he lifted Govardhana hill, and he has protected all the Vrindavana people. So, Vashati Indra Vajaha Kopat Bhagnamani Ati Vishpalaha. Gotralila Atapatrena Trato Bhadra Anugruhnata. So, like Gotralila Atapatrena, just like a lifting umbrella or a child lifts the mushroom. In such a way, the Krishna has lifted this golden hill just like a Atapatra, just like an umbrella. So after saying that one, after the lifting of Govardhana, so Uddhava is again winding up the pastimes of Vrindavana by just concluding with Krishna has enjoyed with all the gopis in the Rasa Mandala. And while he was playing with his flute and attracting all the gopis of Vrindavana, and he has enjoyed. So with that one, he has concluded the Vrindavana pastimes. Later on, Krishna goes to Madura. So likewise, Uddhava is mentioning to Vidura. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, second chapter, verse number 34. This is the last verse of second chapter. शरत्स्यशिखरैः मृष्टं मानयन् रजनीमुखं गायन् कल्पदं रेमे स्त्रीणां मण्डलमण्डनः शरत् शशिकरैः शरत् शशिकरैः. So Sharat in the autumn season. Sharat in the autumn season. Shasikaraihi mrustam, and with the shining and brightening light of the moon. Sesi is the moon. Karehi mrustam, by shining, and it is a brightened moonlight. Sharat Sesikaraihi mrustam Manyan Rajani Mukam Manayan, and he was thinking Rajani Mukam, the face of the night. Rajani Mukam, the face of the night, and Gayan Kalpadam Reme, Gayan, and he is singing Kalpadam is with so pleasing songs, and Reme the Lord has enjoyed. Gayan Kalapadam Reme, Strinam Mandala Mandanaha, Strinam of the women, and Mandala Mandanaha as the central beauty of the assembly of women. So likewise, Uddhava is concluding Strinam Mandala Mandanaha. So this is the Rasa Mandala. There is again description of Rasa Mandala, so beautifully described in further scriptures. शरत् शशिकरैः मृष्टं मानयन् रजनीमुखं गायन् कल्पदं रेमि श्रीनमण्डलमण्डनः. So translation for this shloka. In the third season of the year, the Lord enjoyed as the central beauty of the assembly of women by attracting them with his pleasing songs in an autumn night, brightened by moonshine. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Before leaving the land of cows, Vrindavana, the Lord pleased his young girlfriends, the transcendental gopis, in his Rasalila pastimes. Here, Buddha stopped his description of the Lord's activities. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purports of third canto, second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Remembrance of Lord Krishna. Okay, so that is so here just going into the little bit of pastimes to remember Krishna's in the 10th canto. Krishna, this was described by Sukadeva Goswami very nicely. So can I request Usha Mataji to read a few 10, first 10, sorry, first 10 texts. So here, because this is very beautiful description how the gopis are going to the Rasa Mandala. So there, Sukadeva Goswami very nicely explains, of course, Sanskrit. भगवानापि तारात्रिः शारदोत्पल्लमल्लिकाहं वीक्षरन्तं मनश्चक्रे योगमायम् उपाश्रितः. So beautifully he was describing in the Sanskrit, a very rhythmically poetic way. Just our hair on the body, it will immediately stand erect from the body. Okay, so we shall read few lines from the Bhagavatam. Can I request Usha Mataji to read text 1 to text 10, please?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sri Badrayani said, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in all opulences. Yet upon seeing those autumn nights scented with blossoming jasmine flowers, he turned his mind towards loving affairs. To fulfill his purposes, he employed his internal potency. The moon then rose, anointing the face of the eastern horizon with the reddish hue of his comforting rays and thus dispelling the pain of all who watched him rise. The moon was like a beloved husband who returns after a long absence and adorns the face of his beloved wife with red kumkuma. Lord Krishna saw the unbroken disk of the full moon glowing with the red effulgence of newly applied vermilion as if it were the face of the goddess of fortune. He also saw the Kumuda lotuses opening in responses to the moon's presence and the forest gently illuminated by its rays. Thus the Lord began to play sweetly on his flute, attracting the minds of the beautiful-eyed gopis. When the young women of Vrindavana heard Krishna's flute song, which arouses romantic feelings, their minds were captivated by the Lord. They went to where their lover waited, each unknown to the others, moving so quickly that their earrings swung back and forth. Some of the gopis were milking cows. When they heard Krishna's flute, they stopped milking and went off to meet him. Some left milk curdling on the stove, and others left cakes burning in the oven. Some of them were getting dressed, feeding milk to their infants, or rendering personal service to their husbands, but they all gave up these duties and went to meet Krishna. Other gopis were taking their evening meals, washing themselves, putting on cosmetics, or applying kajala to their eyes, but all the gopis stopped these activities at once and though their clothes and ornaments were in complete disarray, rushed off to Krishna. Their husbands, fathers, brothers, and other relatives tried to stop them, but Krishna had already stolen their hearts, and enchanted by the sound of his flute, they refused to turn back. Some of the gopis, however, could not manage to get out of their house, and instead they remained home with eyes closed, meditating upon him in pure love. For those gopis who could not go to see Krishna, intolerable separation from their beloved caused and intense agony that burned away all impious karma. By meditating upon him, they realized his embrace and the ecstasy. They then felt exhausted their material piety. Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Soul, these girls simply thought of him as their male lover and associated with him in that intimate, intimate mood. Thus, their karmic bondage was nullified and they abandoned their gross material bodies. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so can I request another devotee take a turn to read from text 12 to 20? Saranya Mataji, are you available to read?
Hare Krishna. Sri Parikshit Maharaja said, O sage, the gopis knew Krishna only as their lover, not as the supreme absolute truth. So how can these girls, mind their minds caught up in the ways of the modes of nature, free themselves from the material attachment? 13. Sukadeva Goswami said, this point was explained to you previously, since even Shishupala, who hated Krishna, achieved perfection. Then what to speak of Lord's dear devotees? 14. O King, the Supreme Lord is inexhaustible and immeasurable, and he is untouched by the material modes because he is their controller. His personal appearance in this world is meant for bestowing the highest benefit of humanity. 15. Person who constantly direct their lust, anger, fear, protective affection, feeling of impersonal oneness, or friendship towards Lord Hari are sure to become absorbed in thought of him. 16. You should not be astonished by Krishna, the unborn master of all masters of mystic power, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After all, it is the Lord who liberates this world. 17. Seeing that the girls of Raja has arrived, Lord Krishna, the best of speakers, greeted them with charming words and bewildered their minds. 18. Lord Krishna said, O most fortunate ladies, welcome. What may I do to please you? Is everything well in Raja? Please tell me the reason for your coming here. 19. This night is quite frightening, and frightening creatures are lurking about. Return to Raja, slender waisted girls. This is not a proper place for women. 20. Not finding you at home, your mothers, fathers, sons, brothers, and husbands are certainly searching for you. Don't cause anxiety for your family members. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Shall I continue, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, until it.
Okay. Now you have seen this Vrindavana forest full of flowers and resplendent with the light of full moon. You have seen the beauty of trees with their leaves trembling in the gentle breeze coming from the Yamuna. So now go back to the covered village. Don't delay, O chaste ladies. Serve your husbands and give milk to your crying babies and calves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request that the devotee take a turn from 23 to 32, please?
May I, Prabhuji, please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you. On the other hand, perhaps you have come here out of your great love for me, which has taken control of your hearts. This is the uh, course quite the commend- commendable on your part, since all living entities possess natural affection for me. the 24. The highest religious duty for a woman is to sincerely serve her husband, behave well towards her husband and family, and take good care of her children. 25. Woman who desired a good distinction in the next life should never uh, abandon a husband who has not fallen from his religious standard, even if he is of agnosia. How to pronounce probably that one?
Obnoxious.
Of obnoxious, unfortunate, world, mm, unintelligence, sickly, or poor. 26. For a woman, for a respectable family, pity, odorous, adulterous affairs are always condemned. They they bar her from the heaven, ruin her reputations, and bring for difficulties and fear. 27. Transcendental love for me arise by the devotional process of hearing about me, seeing my duty from meditating on me, and faithfully chanting by glories. The same result in is not the achieved by mere physical proximity. So please go back to your homes. 28. Sukadev Goswami said, hearing these pleasant words spoken by Govinda. Just a second, Prabhuji. Sorry. Sukadev Goswami said, hearing these unpleasant words spoke by Govinda, the gopis becomes morose. Their great hopes were frustrated, and they felt uh, ins- insurmountable anxiety. 29. Their hands handling down, and their heavy, uh, sorrowful breathings drying up their reddened lips. The gopis uh, scratched scratched the ground with their toes, and tears flows from their eyes, and carrying their carrying their kajal, and the washing away the vermillions smeared on their beads. Thus they stood silently, breathing the burden of their unhappiness. 30. Although Krishna was their beloved, and although they had abandoned all others object of desire for his sake, he had been spoken to them unfavorably. No, nonetheless, they remains unflick, unflinching in their attachment to him, stopping their crying, they weeping their eyes, and began to speak their voice, stammering with the agitation. 31. The beautiful gopis said, O all powerful one, you should not speak in this cruel way. Do not reject us who have renounced all the material enjoyment to render devotional service to your lotus feet. Reciprocate with us on reciprocated with us, O stubborn, stubborn one, just as the primeval Lord Sri Narayan reciprocates with his devotee in their endeavor for liberation. 32. Our dear Krishna, as an expert in the religious you have advised as the proper religion's duty for women is to faithfully serve their husband, children, others, relatives. We agree that this principle is valid, but actually, the service should be rendered to you. After all, O Lord, you are the dearmost friends of all the embodied soul. You are their most intimate relatives and indeed their very self.
Hey Krishna, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Okay, any other devotees would like to take a turn? Okay, shall we complete then? So expert transcendentalists always direct their affection toward you because they recognize you as their true self and eternal beloved. What use do we have for these husbands, children, and relatives of ours who simply give us trouble? Therefore, O Supreme Controller, grant us your mercy. O Lotus-eyed One, please do not cut down our long cherished hope to have your association. Until today, our minds were absorbed in household affairs, but you easily stole both our minds and our hands away from our housework. Now, our feet won't move one step from your lotus feet. How can we go back to Raja? What would we do there, dear Krishna? Please pour the nectar of your lips upon the fire within our hearts, a fire you ignited with your smiling glances and the sweet song of your flute. If you do not, we will consign our bodies to fire of separation from you, O friend, and thus, like yogis, attain to the abode of your lotus feet by meditation. O lotus-eyed one, the goddess of fortune considers it a festive occasion whenever she touches the soles of your lotus feet. You are very dear to the residents of forest, and therefore we will also touch those lotus feet. From that time on, we will be unable to even to stand in the presence of any other man, for we will have been fully satisfied by you. And goddess Lakshmi, whose glance is sought after by the demigods with great endeavor, has achieved the unique position of always remaining on the chest of her lord, Narayana. Still, she desires the dust of his lotus feet, even though she has to share that dust with Tulsi Devi and indeed with the Lord's many other servants. Similarly, we have approached the dust of your lotus feet for shelter. Therefore, O vanquisher of all distress, please show us mercy. To approach your lotus feet, we abandon our families and homes, and we have no desire other than to serve you. Our hearts are burning with intense desires generated by your beautiful smiling glances. O jewel among men, please make us your maid servants. Seeing your face encircled by curling locks of hair, your cheeks beautified by earrings, your lips full of nectar, and your smiling glance, and also seeing your two imposing arms, which take away our fear, and your chest, which is only source of pleasure for the goddess of fortune, we must become your maid servants, dear Krishna. What woman in all the three worlds wouldn't deviate from the religious behavior when bewildered by the sweet, drawn out melody of your flute? Your beauty makes all three worlds auspicious. Indeed, even the cows, birds, trees, and deer manifest the ecstatic symptom of bodily hair standing on end when they see your beautiful form. Clearly, you have taken the birth in this world to relieve the fear and distress of the people of Raja. Just as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Primal Lord, protects the domain of the demigods. Therefore, O friend of the distressed, kindly place your lotus hand on our maidservants' heads and burning breasts. Sukadeva Goswami said, smiling upon hearing these despondent words from the gopis, Lord Krishna, the supreme master of all masters of mystic yoga, mercifully enjoyed with them, although he is self-satisfied. Among the assembled gopis, the infallible Lord Krishna appeared just like the moon, surrounded by stars. He whose activities are so magnanimous made their faces blossom with affectionate glances, and his broad smiles revealed the effulgence of his jasmine bud-like teeth. As the gopis sang his praises, the leader of hundreds of women sang loudly in reply. He moved among them, wearing his Vaijayanti garland, beautifying the Vrindavana forest. Shri Krishna went with the gopis to the bank of Yamuna, where the sand was cooling and the wind, enlivened by the river's waves, bore the fragrance of lotuses. There Krishna threw his arms around the gopis and embraced them. He aroused Cupid in the beautiful young ladies of Raja by touching their hands, hair, thighs, belts, and breasts, by playfully scratching them with his fingernails, and also by joking with them, glancing at them and laughing with them. In this way, the Lord enjoyed his pastimes. The gopis became proud of themselves for having received such special attention from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and each of them thought herself the best woman on earth. Lord Keshava, seeing the gopis too proud of their good fortune, wanted to relieve them of this pride and show them further mercy. Thus, he immediately disappeared. Okay, so that is very beautiful pastime. This does not end with the 29th chapter, 29, 30, 31. So goes to 32. So there are 5 chapters of these pastimes of Krishna. This is the exalted one, but we don't know when we will go to the 10th canto. We are still in the 3rd canto itself, 2nd chapter. So here Uddhava is remembering those pastimes. So that beautiful night. तदोडु राजः कुकुभकैर्मुखं प्राच्य विलिम्पन् अरुणेन सन्तमैः सचर्चनीयाम् उदघात् शुचो मृझन् प्रियः प्रियाय इव दीर्घदर्शनः प्रियः प्रियाय इव दीर्घदर्शनः. So this is very, very beautifully described in this 10th canto. So here, so he is remembered Gayan Kalpadam Reme Srinam Mandala Mandanaha. Uddhava is also remembered trying to this part is describing the glorifying the nature as well, comparing all these analogies. That is this is Saras Sesikaraihi Mrustam Maniyan Dajani Mukam. And there, whenever the sun is rising in the eastern horizon, that is, it appears like eastern origin like a wife, and the Lord is appearing like a moon, the brightened moon, like a husband, and then putting the tilak on the face of a woman. It is glorifying very beautifully. Okay, so I don't know when we will go there. Okay, so this is the beautiful part of Srimad Bhagavatam. दृष्ट्वा कुमुद्भन्तम् अखण्डमण्डलं रमाननाभं नवकुङ्कुमारुणं वदं च तत्कोमल गोपीरञ्जितं जगोकलं वामदृशं मनोहरं जगोकलं वामदृशं मनोहरं. So those 10th canto, it describes very. So why we are, because many places it is always described about the universe creation and all those things. Sukadeva Goswami mentions, "Itam bhaven katito bhagavan bhagavattamah netam bhaven hi param drashtum arhanti surayah." So generally philosophers, speculators, they wanted to just understand this universe, that length, this length, that is that mountains, these oceans, and always talking about those things, about the universe, Big Bang, that theory, this theory is like that. But devotees of the Lord, they desire more. That is drashtum arhanti surayah. They desire more of the pastimes with the Lord, not only just all these things, small things about the universe that the Lord created and he just uh, maintained and destroyed. Apart from that, the loving exchanges between Lord and his devotees and his pastime, beautiful pastimes. Drashtumarhanti Suryaha. That is what it is described in the 10th canto. Okay, likewise, Buddha is remembering uh, a little bit with Vidura. Okay, now Vidura might have been more gladdened to hear all these things. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarat Sesikaraihi Mrustam Maniyan Dajani Mukam Gayan Kalpadam Remi Strinam Mandala Mandanaha. Okay, with that one, second chapter is also completed. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today it is letter to M.L. Chand, August 17th, 1970, Tokyo. It's a small letter. Can request again Avusha Mataji to read this letter as well.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhu. Dear Sri Chand, please accept my greetings. Kindly refer to my letter dated 24th June 1970. I did not receive any reply from you, but on the contrary, I have received a copy of letter addressed to the Chief Controller of Import and Export by the Sri Chaitanya Research Institute, in which it is said that this letter has got reference to my letter addressed to you. I do not know how the matter has gone to Sri Chaitanya Research Institute, who has falsely declared that the murtis were donated by them. Actually, it is not the fact. 5 pairs of murtis were collected by Hit Saranji, 1 pair donated by Dalmia Trust, and 4 pairs donated by Birla Trust. So I cannot understand why the Sri Chaitanya Research Institute writes such a letter declaring that the murtis were donated by them. Will you kindly explain why it is so? Yours sincerely, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Any points, Mataji?
So here, Prabhu, that Prabhupada is, I think, that confused about that Sri Chaitanya Research Institution said that they donated the murti, so it's donated by somebody else. So that Prabhupada wants to say that clarify this one. Uh, so please explain me why is it? Let's not take away from Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is Prabhupada also questioning. We don't know those things, but 1 pair is given by Dalmia Trust and 4 pairs are by Birla Trust. But why Chaitanya Research Institute claims that they have donated, Prabhupada is also trying to understand. Even I don't know, but we may see that one in the later letters. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, not much to discuss on that one. From the updates point of view, so today evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8 p.m. And also many devotees may join. I do not know yet. I think evening also there is going to be updates on Jagannath Yatra in the West Bengal, so, where Muslim community is more dominating because it gives happiness for the community, the devotees. Whenever it is happens, everyone will be taking more pleasure. Okay, so that updates also will be announced in the evening. Okay, apart from that, dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. If there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Nantakoti Vaishnava
जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavind Hare Krishna Hare
चैतन्य प्रभु
Krishna
नित्यानंद